Good morning, everyone. Saturday, we have some almost, here we go, breaking news coming out just about 30 minutes ago on Twitter on OneFootball app as well from Santi JFM, a very credible reporter in football journalist saying that it's almost done deal. Mazraoui will join Manchester United. It's scheduled apparently to go for a medical on Tuesday to Manchester United. So this is what we're going to dive into. We're going to put the true story. We're going to dissect it, but how does it affect Matthijs de Ligt? How does it affect in terms of Tah and Bayern? Is he close to joining West Ham? Apparently, yes. We're going to talk about that as well. I have Jarvis coming in as well. He's drinking his morning coffee, getting ready. Are you ready? Because please, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, let's get up to 100 likes on this video and subscribe. And we'll be back in a couple of seconds. Let's do this. Yo, here we go. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. As alluded before, we have some updates regarding Mazraoui to join Manchester United. It's been reported by no other than Santi JFM, a very credible journalist that has over 300,000 subscribers on Twitter. He's been quite accurate when he says, but however, this came out about 20-30 minutes ago, and this is what we're going to report and talk about. He says it's almost done deal. Noussair Mazraoui will join Manchester United. Bayern Munich authorize Mazraoui to join MU. The Moroccan right back will take a private flight the next days. If nothing changes, medical test is booked on Tuesday, people. Contract valid till 2029 plus 1 year in option. Erik ten Hag wants Mazraoui for the Community Shield. This is significant. This is significant. And what does it mean, people? Yeah. That means that something is happening regarding Wan Bissaka as well. That means that United knows that, of course, they agreed personal terms with Wan Bissaka. He was the spider legs in the web there. And, of course, West Ham came in with a cheeky bid, but always said they're going to meet in the middle. So I've been told it's going to be 15 million for Wan Bissaka pounds, and this will be released. I want to hear from you because we're going to talk about what does it mean for Bayern. You know, Rafaela Pimenta is kind of working on a double deal, and she was stunned that Bayern actually turned out the second bid with the package. But apparently they've agreed him to let him go to do the medical. Anyway, big up for all of you that are coming in. I need to shout out everyone. A little bit rough around the edges today, Saturday, just woken up. Jarvis is getting ready. He's in about 1 minute's time is what he's saying. But listen, I want to shout you out, everyone that's in here. Stephanie Griffith, one of our loyal moderators, always in here. Big up, Mick and VER Rumors. Big up to you, Stephanie. How are you doing today? This Saturday. It is for real. Yes, it is for real. It's been just freshly reported, and we are doing a little bit of research around it. And yeah, it has legs, definitely. Is it legit? Yes, it is legit. I know. But you know what I mean? As what he said, you know, if nothing changes medical, this test is booked on Tuesday. This is the line that it is planned, right? So if nothing changes, like transfer windows can go like, you know, left, right, center, you know, anything can happen. But, you know, there's been some reports even on OneFootball app, and I'm waiting for others to jump on the story as well. But Santi JFM is quite credible. Like, you know, he's been breaking stories before. So, yeah, I trust him 100%. He's got the finger on the pulse as well. So, yeah. And therefore, like, you know, I think as a community, we're going to have a discussion. What does it mean in terms of Bayern and what do they line up as well? According to Get German Football News as well, but just recently come up with a report that Jonathan Tah is back on for them as well. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a snowball effect as well. Listen, at the end of the day, I reckon it's not just him, De Ligt, same agent, 100%, yet he has, and we're going to talk about that as well. What are you guys saying? Yes, Jamie Wayne, big up to you guys. What if Bayern accepted the last bid we sent for both and the media got it wrong when they said it was rejected? Well, listen, they are certainly negotiating. And hold your horses on that, because we're going to talk about that as well. I'm just going to shout everyone out to see How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, Lucky Singh is definitely saying what I'm saying here. Stretford today, new bid, West Ham, both clubs' fingers close to agree over the line of 50 million. Yeah, 100%, 50 million. I did a video 2 days ago when I said what I heard is they're going to meet in the middle, right? United wanted 17, 18 million for Wan Bissaka, and they say, well, 10. And I said, like, they're going to meet in the middle. And lo and behold, 14 to 15 is what they will accept. And that is kind of the trigger, that is kind of over the line already. He's agreed personal terms. That's fine. Otherwise, they wouldn't now go and speak to, Mazraoui to say, we got you, son. And therefore, my medical is booked. Because remember, there was some reports that say that he's injury prone. So yeah, before you sign, definitely you got to do the medical. 100% as well. Big up to all of you, man. Seriously, Stephanie Griffith, what you saying here? I hope I'm wrong. Double deal sometimes goes badly. Look at Maguire, McTominay to Hammers last summer, ended with no sales of either. Yeah. And McTominay, by the way, it's expected with a full bid as well coming in as well. So yes, this is, you wouldn't move on the market if you didn't know that something is about to happen. 100% right. Otherwise, you wouldn't book medicals and you wouldn't speak to Matthias de Ligt and say, look, if this happens, you're 100% a Man United player, in my opinion. And let me see what you guys are also saying. I'm waiting for Jarvis to come in. The Wuganator, big up to you. Morning to you as well, my friend. Good morning. I'm having my Java here, my double espresso. Just freshly woken up, saw this news and thought, let's go have a conversation, guys. Let's sniff it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right up my pores. Wake me up. So, yeah. And by the way, we're playing football today as well. I mean, it's going to be 6:30 a.m. in the morning for me because I live in Thailand. So that's madness, right? Against Liverpool. But I will not miss the game and we'll probably do a watch along as well. Engberg as well, what you're saying here, my friend. The Ligt and Ugarte update. Yep. Ugarte, it looks more as a loan with an option to buy. So that's smart move for Manchester United. As I've seen, they're trying to untangle things. I know we're panicking. There's 2 weeks left until we play the Community Shield. And, there's set to believe that we want the players in before the Community Shield and before the Premier League kicks off as well. So I believe they're working tirelessly. Engberg, sorry, man. I keep saying Engberg for some reason. Roydon Frost, my friend, what are you saying? Fabrizio tweet as well. Did he? Wow, did Fabrizio also update? I need to check that as well. Bear with me. So Santi came in first, and now you're saying that Fabrizio also tweeted it. So that means that he has legs then. Fabrizio. Let me just check, guys. Let me just check. This is just fresh. Really fresh. So Fabrizio. Hey, there you are, Fabrizio. No, that's a parody. There's so many Fabrizio Romano accounts, seriously. Which one is correct? Anyway. Right. Romano. Anyway, moving on, and what does it mean? Well, listen, at the end of the day, it comes down to Jonathan Tah as well, right? It comes down to what Bayern wants to do as well. And this is what we're going to have a conversation about. Now, from Get German Football News, it's reported as well, Florian Plettenberg, which has been also having the finger on the pulse. Jonathan Tah transfer to Bayern is back on. What is this, right? Definitely a snowball effect here. According to Florian Plettenberg, a deal for Bayern Leverkusen centre-back Jonathan Tah to join Bayern Munich is back on, right? And this has to do with the sale of Mazraoui, 100%. Over the course of the summer, the recommendation pursuit of German international has been well documented. However, in recent weeks, it's been appeared, though, that the transfer was close to being called off. Nevertheless, it stated the reports that Bayern's most recent offer on 20 million euros plus 5 million add-ons is still on the table. Well, they agreed personal terms, and now they're moving on the market because they know they're going to get money for Mazraoui, 100%, right? So that means to me, according to what there was reported, there was a double bid on 50 for both players, De Ligt and Mazraoui, was rejected. And that was even leaving Rafaela Pimenta stunned, to be honest. It's even here reported by Strata News and ourselves that she was left stunned to believe that she thought that they will accept it, right? Agent left bemused after Bayern Munich rejected double bid from Manchester United. But what has happened in between? That's the big question. That is the mystery, right? The thing is, right, they wanted 50 million from De Ligt. They're never going to get that, right? He wants to join Manchester United. Manchester United want him. He's waiting. Everything is done, deal dusted. They're going for Jonathan Tah already, which is a better centre-back option for them. And they're going to pay 20 plus 5 million, right? And they're demanding 50. No way. So this is the untanglement, right? We're seeing the domino effect at the moment, right? We see one movement, Wan Bissaka potentially now going to West Ham for 15 million. That means that it opens up the door. United will buy. Mazraoui is scheduled for a medical on Tuesday, according to the reports. And now Bayern can actually move from Jonathan Tah and release the Ligth 100%, right? This is the prime target of them, and they've been waiting for Manchester United's move. So what do you guys think? I have Jarvis Cocker Corner coming in here, raw as well. Freshly bathed, freshly brewed up with his tea and coffee. Good morning, Jarvis. How you doing?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
What's up, Doc? It's been a long time, amigo, since I had you and me doing a stream. But yeah, freshly woken up, Jarvis. So I don't know how much you heard, but this is the domino effect what we're seeing here, pretty much. Fabrizio Romano has also tweeted out now, but Mazraoui is scheduled for a medical on Tuesday, and this reported by Santi JFM. But what I spoke about is that, the Jonathan Tah is now back on as well, because they know they're going to get money, and Manchester United put in a double bid for both players. But the Jonathan Tah and Wan Bissaka is the key elements for this to move, for United to get both players in.
Yeah. I think Jonathan Tah was always the problem when it comes to the Ligt, because I think we had the deal with Bayern. Bayern were willing to sell, and suddenly Bayer Leverkusen wanted more money for Jonathan Tah, because when you look at Leverkusen, they are robbed. They have lost a lot of players. So basically, they are like Ajax after the Ten Hag season. They don't need to sell. Like they tried to do hardballs on Antony, because they didn't need to sell, because they sold all their best players. And Leverkusen are in the same position this year. Jonathan Tah, he wants to go to Bayern, but Leverkusen don't want to sell him.
Yeah.
Suddenly they raised their price, and we couldn't get the Ligt. So Bayern tried to find a solution. They offered us Mazraoui for a cheap bargain, and suddenly it's doable. So, but they need to buy, because they don't trust Leverkusen. So for me, I think they need to get that deal over the line before we can move on to Mazraoui and 100%. But that's just my speculations. I don't know. I just try to read between the lines.
No, I'm reading. This was published for 30 minutes from Get Football German News, right? It's now understood that Leverkusen have made a decision, right? That Tah retained from the fact that he will refuse to sign any new contract extensions, so he's forcing the hand. So they initially wanted 40 million, right? But they now agreed on 20 plus 5. So this is major breaking news in other ways, like, how they will. And this is where Bayern has been sort of stalling in a bit, Jarvis. Easily to say, you know what? And this is laughable in a way, because you demand 50 million for De Ligt while you're going to, get 25 million for Jonathan Tah. And this might be the stumbling block now. Okay, right, we release you, to do a medical in terms of, Mazraoui. And then now this will be on Man United's terms, But, there was reports saying that, the double bid was rejected, but things move fast here now, because their prime target is to get Jonathan Tah over the line, to secure that target.
What are we talking about? I heard someone say it's about 55 million pounds for the both of them.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
But when you think of it, this is not too bad. It's not De Ligt and Mazraoui. That's actually a good deal if we can do that. And I don't know how much money do Leverkusen want for Jonathan Tah? Is it 25?
Well, they reported that they wanted to have 35-40, but now it's understood that he refuses to sign a contract extension, so they will agree on 20 plus 5.
Okay.
According to Get Football Germany News and Florian Plettenberg, right? So it would be 20 million upfront fee, 20 million upfront, 25 upfront fee plus 5 add-ons. Well, no, actually, sorry. The last line is 30 million split into 25 upfront fee and 5 million add-ons.
Okay.
So 30 million in total now. This is the total agreement now.
Can you imagine the German clubs? They must hate Bayern Munich, always ripping off their best talents.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Every season, Bayern just come in, swoop up all the best players from Leverkusen, Dortmund.
They're the Hoovers.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, they must be. That's why Leverkusen are difficult. They don't want to do deals with Bayern.
But they're Hoovers. Like they Bayern is a tricky customer to deal with. Everyone knows, right? They drive a hard ball. But Manchester United has been adamant. I say it's a war of attrition, right? You just grind and wait. And a lot of people say, we get to get this over the line. Yeah, well, we will get this over the line according to my understanding, right? So yeah, you're right. They hoover up everything in the German league, and that's how they've been successful. Although last year they didn't win the league at all, so yeah. But it's weird. It's weird.
I see Royden coming in. They say it's not 55, as I said. They say it's 60 million pounds on the new updated bid, both for Mazraoui and the Ligt. So big up. Thanks for the update.
Thanks.
Royden.
But I don't really care how much, as long as we can do a good deal. At the end of the day, we need those two players to go over the line to move forward, right? Then the left back situation might be resolved. I saw something about that. Malacia is back on, right? He's getting fit. There was even Fabrizio Romano reporting that as well. So keep your eyes on that one as well.
Well, they came out yesterday. I think they mentioned 2 months. 2 months until he's back in training.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So takes it. Yeah, I read something.
No, but it's a positive news because I thought it was a career ender for him, right? So
poor kid, that bad operation, everything ruined his football career, at least for a couple of seasons. But I don't know. Do we need Malacia back now at the moment? We have Luke Shaw, and if Mazraoui comes in, he can go both play right and left back. And we have the young kid, not Collier, Amas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, true. Fabrizio Romano reported just now, 30 minutes ago, West Ham want to complete formal steps for Füllkrug. Somerville, Gudo, Rodriguez still in 48 hours when trying to advance on Aaron Wan Bissaka's deal with United players side. West Ham is not giving up on Aaron Wan Bissaka. Apparently 15 million will be the price as well. So yeah, listen, I know it's a little bit weird, right? But at the end of the day, it's basically Vincent Kompany doesn't fancy to play De Ligt. He wants to play Jonathan Tah. That is his signing, basically, right? So they will benefit from selling De Ligt, and we need De Ligt in ASAP because of Lenny Euro's injury, right? So at the end of the day, if we get what are you 60 million, 30 million each per player, or no, maybe 20 million for Mazraoui, and the rest will pretty much go for De Ligt then. This is the value.
But let's just mention West Ham for a minute. They're doing
let's talk
4 deals at once.
Yeah.
Füllkrug, that guy from Leeds, Somerville,
winger.
Yeah, he's
Guido Rodriguez.
Yeah. So they're actually doing bits, and I think now Julian Lopetegui, who's the manager of West Ham, he's trying to build something strong, and I believe they have a strong team at the moment. They look good.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, but they're starting to move now, and this is what I said, 2 weeks, before we kick off Premier League. This is always what happens in the transfer window. I mean, our rivals haven't done business as of yet, but you're starting to see movements now because a lot of clubs trying to get rid of players because of FFP and all that stuff, right? But this was just reported as well. Manchester United ex-perfect new West Ham United bid for Wan Bissaka, Jarvis. Manchester United are expecting another bid from Aaron Wan Bissaka, West Ham United. The Englishman who played 30 times for United seasons, heavily linked to move away from Old Trafford. We know that. Despite everything else, let's just go into the details. It's all linked with Mazraoui. That's it. The Mirror is reporting, but here we go. West Ham are yet to match United's reported 50 million asking price, and I believe that's going to be happening, right? 50 million pounds. I believe it was asking price on 17, and they put in 10. So personal terms agree, but it was also reported that AC Milan is now coming into trying to hijack the Hammers deal for Wan Bissaka. So what is going on there?
AC Milan?
Oh,
again?
yeah, sorry, Inter Milan. Sorry, Inter Milan.
Okay, Inter.
So,
Well, then he will be competing against who's the right back of Inter? Do they have
Frimpong?
Oh,
yeah. So there is something brewing there. Like United certainly will get the most money available for Aaron Wan Bissaka, right? But yeah, we know that Inter Milan was very much interested in him. Will they come in at the final hour and just snub it, right? Put in the money on the table, maybe 20 million. Happy days. So we are in the driving seat at the moment.
But do you think Wan Bissaka want to go to Milano?
Yeah, he wanted.
That was his preferred choice. To go home to London.
Actually, that was his preferred choice. He was very excited to go to Inter Milan to play. Why wouldn't you? If you compare Inter Milan to West Ham, it's a bigger club. You go and play in the Continental.
Have you ever been to Milano?
I've been.
Milano, it's fashion, it's high class, it's beautiful women. It's a fantastic place.
And good food as well.
Good
and you
food.
Get this one. Hey, yes. Cool one. Yes, it's going to be interesting to see.
Definitely go to Milano if I had the choice.
Yeah, of course. We can start a poll. Like, if you were Aaron Wan Bissaka, where would you go? Into Milan or would you go to West Ham? Now, he didn't want to join West Ham originally, but he's been convinced. Of course, he wants to go back to London. That's where he started. And West Ham is not a bad shout. I mean,
no.
If you look how Inter Milan is also playing, I mean, his style of play, Aaron Wan Bissaka, suits the Italian league. Like, this is what we're saying, the arts of Italian defending. If you're a defender, of course you want to go.
Catenaccio, it's about defending.
Yeah, 100%.
Art of defending.
Anyway, we forgot the VR room, the most important ones. Like they are.
Mick, before we say hello, Chris O'Hagan just joined. A lot of people joined now the last couple of minutes. So if you can just give a really quick recap of the latest news, because I think a lot of people want to know.
Of course. Well, the latest recaps come in from Santi JFM, a very credible source, football journalist, has over 300,000 followers, been very accurate on the transfer market. To say following, let me just share the screen while we're at it. So we will repeat ourselves, but we don't mind. It's almost a done deal, basically. Mazraoui will join Manchester United. Bayern Munich had authorized Mazraoui to join Manchester United. The Moroccan right back will take private flight in the next day. If nothing changes, medical test is booked on Tuesday. Contract valid to 2029 plus 1 year in option. Erik ten Hag wants Mazraoui for the Community Shield. And what we also reported here, just to summarize as well, like how is this interlinked? Well, this was the spider in the web. Like, we have Aaron Wan Bissaka, and this was kind of interlinked. How will we move now? And now Bayern is looking to sign Jonathan Tah. And that's been stolen because they agreed personal terms, and Florian Plettenberg, and get Football German news coming up now that it's back on 30 million, 25 plus 5 add-ons. That means that something is moving on, right? Rafaela Pimenta was also stunned that he was rejected. He thought she had a sort of, this was a good deal proposal, like a double if we went bemused, but it's not over yet until the fat lady sings. So there's something going on right now. There's movements. Matthijs de Ligt will become a Manchester United player. It's just a matter of time as well. But the first movement is Mazraoui.
Yeah. Do you think we will get to Here We Go on Tuesday? Because his medical is apparently booked for Tuesday when it comes to Mazraoui. So he will be available for the Charity Shield game.
Oh, well, the way that we're moving on the market, we're doing it quickly. Like if you look at how we did it with, Lenny Euro as well. He was bish bosh, like he was in on a Wednesday, he had a medical, he had a work permit already approved. And then next thing we knew, he was playing like his first game, So, yeah, it's not the old United, the sluggish one. This is the fastest United we ever seen for quite a while. So, yeah, if Ten Hag wants him, that's it, right? But I would say also the most important vital component is to get in the centre-back Matthijs de Ligt in here as soon as possible as well.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, apparently it was a double bid, a double signing, and we need them both, especially now when Lenny Euro is out for, I don't know, is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 2 months?
3 months, apparently. 3 months something.
Yeah.
But when you say double bid, I mean it's 2 separate bids, but of course you're bidding for 2 of their players, and this is money in the bank for them, right? If they're going in on 25 plus 5 for Jonathan Tah, it's kind of ridiculous that they then want 50, like, because that money is already moved. And what I'm saying also that Vincent Kompany doesn't want to play the Ligt anyway, so yeah. Anyway, that is what's going on right now. And Scott McTominay is also expected a move. I know you guys did a stream on Nuruddin's channel, but I think that it will be something around 25 plus 5 add-ons, right, for Fulham.
Yeah.
A new improved bid, and he will go.
Fulham just signed a new center back today. A guy from Villarreal. His name is Jorge Cuenca, I believe his name is.
Cuenca, yeah.
He's 24 years old. Apparently,
but
really
also
left-footed center back.
Wicked. I mean, it's good. I mean, they're starting to move now. A lot of clubs are starting to move now, to be honest. And regarding Scott McTominay, keep your eyes on Spurs as well, because they are entering the race as well. I mean, if you were Scott McTominay, where would you go? Would you go for Fulham or would you go for Spurs? I would pick Spurs any given Sunday.
I would go to Bahamas.
Drink
Mai Tais and just stay on the beach, relax.
You do a McLaren, go to manage the Reggae Boys, the Jamaicans.
Yeah, the Reggae Boys, Jamaica, man. That would be great.
Jamaica, man. Yeah. You like Cool Runnings, the movie, the bobsleigh team. Ganja, you're freezing, man. Were you smoking? No, man, I'm freezing. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Cool Runnings. Anyway, listen, we are big up for making it. Jarvis in the house. Definitely Vuganet is here cheering you up. Almac, what you saying here, my friend? Are you guys sure that these players we need, Eric Ten Hag previous transfers weren't good? Well, let's talk about that one. It's not just Eric Ten Hag that's calling the shots now, right? Previous years we didn't have competent staff, so it was pretty much him doing all the transfers, right? But he stepped away from that, because now you have a consensus group that you're sitting Omar Barada there, Jason Wilcox, of course, Dan Ashwood, and everyone is agreeing, and the head of recruitment, and we actually, appointed a new guy also that is going to be part of the loan deals as well. So there where you're seeing the Ugarte situation as well. So I think if the club is kind of deciding this is the way we need, I mean, I will back it, because we've been sitting and talking about system players, that is so important. Like, we cannot simply play anymore with Maguire and Lindelof in the back line. So we need something much better. Lenny Euro, De Ligt. If we're talking about Mazraoui, I would arguably say that he's a versatile player. Like, he can play left back, right back, center back. And he's a pretty much upgrade on Wan Bissaka in terms of going forward. If we saw the latest game we played against Betis, Real Betis, you saw how much we played the high line. You saw how Ten Hag was vocal on the line. He was screaming, fullbacks, bomb forward, bomb forward.
Yeah.
Amas was the one bombing forward, and then you had Wan Bissaka still stuck there a little bit, he was hesitant. So there was a couple of plays in that audition that didn't really sit with me. I mean, we saw Lindelof get bullied as well. It's time to go. And trust me, at the end of the window, I think that we might get some cheeky bid for Harry Maguire, as he's going to be finding out that if we get the Ligt in, he's not going to be playing. So
yes, I pray and hope every day that we have some bids for Harry Maguire and Lindelof. Both of them are not good enough, as I've claimed hundreds of times. The biggest problem when it comes from a tactical point of view is the center backs. It's two ways. It's the one way is when we are trying to build up from the back. They're not good enough on the ball, so they struggle. We saw last game against Real Sociedad. Ten Hag's solution to this was dropping down Casemiro into the middle of the two center backs, so we had one ball playing false center back when trying to build up. So he had to accommodate them all the time because they're not good enough on the ball. Another big problem is defensively, when the opposition team is trying to build out from the back. When we do man marking, when the opposite, so the man marking leaves only one player open, and that's a goalkeeper. So
That's
when
the
we try to
goalkeeper.
push the goalkeeper, you get a snowball effect. So suddenly one midfielder is open. And that's when the center backs need to be aggressive and need to be smart enough to read the game and have the courage to push up and mark that center back when he gets the ball. This is the problem.
100%.
We see it with Martinez, bam, right on.
Yeah.
Maguire, he jogs home. Same with Lindelof, passive. So it hinders our game a lot with those two players. For me, those are the most important players to sell at the moment.
Yeah. 100%. Almac is saying, I heard Erik ten Hag still involved in transfer. Yeah, well, the contract that he signed is still valid. They didn't do any changes. But listen, coming back to what you said here, you know, when Ten Hag came in, he was like, you know, he was like the master painter, Picasso, whatever. He came in, he wiped that slate canvas off and gave everyone fresh chances, right? He started to put a little bit paint on, a little bit Maguire, Fred test. That didn't work. And last season, the paint ran out, like, you know, and you couldn't complete the masterpiece. So the recruitment of Onana was the starting point in how you want to play from a high line, like he's the sweeper keeper. But the remaining of the characters, what you just mentioned, like Lindelof cannot play high line, Maguire cannot play high line, and now you're getting players in that can actually do the job, right? So even if we play the same system or the same formation as last year, you see a totally different style of football now because you have players that can actually play. You know, we have athletes. We're talking about young colliers coming in there as well. You know, you all of a sudden you have high press, high line, energy bundles. And some people have been critical also about Mason Mount, but I think like in off the ball, that's what Mason Mount is good at, like, you know, in terms of the leading the press.
You're right. You're right, Mick. Very right, because his movement is very intelligent. Mason Mount is an intelligent player, and that's what we have been missing with this Man United team. We have a lot of instinctive players who don't think of how they do their runs, and that's why I want to come back to Wan Bissaka. When it comes to Wan Bissaka, he's very instinctive. He's the best one-on-one defender, but his movement is not good enough. If you remember, you saw Spain in the Euros. You had Cucurella. His movement was fantastic.
God, I want to cut his hair. I want to do streaking with a big, like, you know, hedge. How you cut the hedges?
Like the dog, the mob, just running around. But his movement in the Euros was fantastic. How he opened up space, especially for Nico Williams, opened up all the time. Make small runs, go back, run in again, back, run in again, open up space because he dragged the defenders away. This is what we need from our fullbacks. Mazraoui is extremely good at these runs and his passing ability. So it will be a different game. And today you have something new that has been tactically in the last, I would say, 2-3 seasons. We talk about the false nine, but we have something called the false fullback.
Oh, the false five.
No, the false fullback. Because usually one of the midfielders drop down because the fullback bumps up, and defensive midfielder Kobe in this instance will drop down into the fullback role, and the other midfielder will shift to the Kobe side. Suddenly we have created a triangle in the build-up phase with the fullback and the central midfielder and a ball-playing midfielder at fullback. So this is how Ten Hag want to play. You saw it at Ajax. He did it all the time. So Mazraoui is very important for this. So just keep your eyes on the ball and pay attention to those.
Jarvis, I want to ask you a question. I mean, you are very technical astute when it comes to football tactics and stuff like that. A little bit about nerd. You know more than me. I'm learning constantly about you. So, but there was 2 weeks ago, there was a report to say that Ten Hag expects to have 2 very important roles for Ligth. And I'm wondering, what could that be, right? What's your instant thought? It was reported that there's a secret role for him. He will play, like, you know, of course, you know, left-footed center back. But where else he's going to play in 2 positions? Do you think he's going to go up more forward in the midfield?
That would be actually very interesting.
Yeah, I'm asking you because
in the John Stones role, you know, as Pep did, with just pushing him up, not the inverted fullback, but the inverted center back. It's a brilliant move, and I think Ligth is one of those guys who can actually do that because he's fantastic on the ball.
Inverted center backs. Now we're talking.
Yeah, it's the modern game, and it's all about movement. You know, Dutch football. It's from Johan Cruyff or Rinus Michels as the godfather. It was always about about movement, total football, movement all the time,
Oh,
shifting positions. So
we're back
it's
with
like
my
a
famous,
dance.
famous water bottle. The movements, follow the flow, follow the
Mhm.
ball, right? Like this one. Yeah, I remember doing this. Big up Gaming Sims as well. Hey, gents, how are you doing? And no right back for Inter Dumfries. And we are basically robbing Leverkusen as well. What Roy Dunfrost is saying. Even Frimpong wants to leave. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Tah, Leverkusen, going to Bayern. Frimpong, what's going to happen with him? We don't know. Woogie, your legends as well. Big up to all of you guys. We are missing Chris on Holland. What you're saying, what is happening? What's happening? Well, we will kind of summarize anyway. Town Lee is a person that I haven't seen before. Big up.
What's that? Cantonese?
Is it? Can Bo Sung them. I don't know, man. Is it Cantonese? I don't know. Vietnamese. Anyway, anyone, let us know where you're coming from as well. I mean, we sorry. Like I couldn't read that. There is about, let me see, people are tuning in. There's over 1,000 view now viewing. So if 54 likes, if you can get up to 50 likes, that'd be great. Jarvis make a mean cup of coffee today, by the way. Oh yeah. Mark is in the house. Mark, if you want to come in, Yalla Bomba, come in and have your say as well, if you're ready. Chris, what you're saying, yeah, Leverkusen centre-back, that I appreciate. The recap, 100%. Yeah, but he's a good centre-back as well. Like, if you're talking about, Jonathan Tah, 100%, right? He is. But I'm more excited, like, how we going to play, right? I don't know if you watched all of the preseason games so far, but we're looking good in that shape.
We do. But we have one game coming up tomorrow. Liverpool against Arne Slot's new
slot
team.
Machine.
The slot machine. Do you think we can win that game, or is it important, or is it just like...
Yeah, I mean, we cannot ask Mark. He just popped up here. Mark, are you ready to rock and roll? Pull yourself in, my friend. Are you decent, Mark?
I'm decent, but I'm not at the laptop, so I don't have the camera on right now. But it's all good, all good. Big up. Good to see you guys. Jarvis, what's good?
Big up.
Good,
Mark,
good
what
news this morning.
Can I ask you, what do you take from this news, what we reported this morning, that we have almost, here we go, a medical schedule for Tuesday. And we've been talking, you and me, a lot this week regarding the domino effect, Mark.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the snowball has started rolling down the hill. Hopefully it's going to get bigger and cause some chaos. We see some more outgoings, more incomings. It's going to be interesting. I think this sets a little precedent for what's going to happen in the next coming week. I think United are going to be very aggressive in the market. I think it's because, with him going, Aaron Wan Bissaka leaving not only brings in some raw cash into the funds, it also opens up space. It also opens up, spend in terms of, player wages. And I think you might hear like a free agent signing. You might hear Ugarte coming in on a loan.
Yeah.
And if this is anything to wonder, you could be hearing, here we go for Scotty McTominay to one of the two clubs, whether it be Tottenham or whether it be Fulham in the next coming hours.
Yeah,
because,
but where do you think Scott McTominay is going to end up? I mean, wake me up before we go. A lot of people say, well, I don't believe it. Scott McTominay is the survivor, like, and he's the cockroach that never leaves. But apparently, like, he's open for a move if the right bid comes in. I mean,
if Fulham, I was him, I would go to Fulham. You got Andreas Pereira there. You know him well. He's going to help you settle into the midfield. You were good friends with him. I think Fulham has a decent project going forward. I think he would get more game time at Fulham than he would get at Spurs. You know what I mean? I think he would probably a starter immediately for Fulham. So, because they haven't really bought a defensive midfield signing to replace that. What they got, they bought an attacking midfielder. You know what I mean? I think Smith Rowe is a decent player. I think McTominay in that midfield will be the height and the physicality that they miss. He might not be great for Man United, but he's not going to be expected to play in a high line at Fulham. He's going to be playing in sort of a mid block, some kind of hybrid kind of defensive kind of system. So it's going to work out for him, I think, in my opinion.
But what about Spurs though? Like, they're top 6 side. Like, of course you would more like to go if from an appealing perspective.
Spurs is appealing, but I don't think he's going to start ahead of their defensive midfielder who plays in AFCON. I forget his name, but he's a really good defensive midfielder. He was instrumental in their season last season. I don't think he starts in front ahead of him. Bissouma, you know what I mean? I think Bissouma is going to start I mean, he might come in and get game time. He might get average minutes. It is the better team, to be fair. It's the top 6 team, but I'm just thinking maybe he might be choosing to get more game time. He spent most of his time as a bench player at United. Going to Spurs to be a bench player might be kind of like.
So guys, VR room, just to recap regarding Scott McTominay's situation, we have a bidding war going on right now. Like Fenerbahce is definitely in for him. Fulham is going to put in an improved bid, and latest is also reports that Spurs are coming in for McTominay. Manchester United has been holding off. They are willing to let him go for 30 million. 1 year left on his contract. Where will he end up, right? And it's been led to believe they're willing to accept 25 plus 5 add-ons. So, yeah, I mean, the fun part is that, Jose Mourinho came in, and since Fulham increased the bid, the Fenerbahce came in on the old bid, what Fenerbahce put on 17, right? So, listen, at the end of the day, I think it will be going. That is, there's no smoke without fires when you have actually 3 clubs going in trying to get him over the line. What's your thoughts, guys? And guys, let us know in the chat room as well. What do you think? Where do you think Scott McTominay will end up going?
I have a question I want to ask you guys, and Jarvis as well in the chat. I mean, I don't know if it was just me, but covering the Euros this season, I was watching it, and to me, I just felt like watching him at the Euros screamed to me that he, as a player, looked like he wants more game time, more consistent game time as well. You know what I mean? It would probably help him and help Scotland going forward. And I think that was one of the things I took away from watching the Euros and after his performance last season, because I expected him to turn up at the Euros, but unfortunately he wasn't as good. But, you could see that it's maybe he's up and down, because he usually comes in for United with 20 minutes to go. Yes, he scores goals, but more game time would probably make him a much better player. What are your thoughts, guys?
Jarvis?
Well, the problem for McTominay has always been one thing, and that's consistency, because we have seen him play good games when he looks sharp, he's good on the ball, but you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. It's just the way it is. And maybe he will get more consistent with more game time and develop his game. But he's starting to get older. I think he's 27 years old now, and he's at the stage of his career that he needs to play. And I think going to Fulham will be a wise move. I think Marco Silva, who is the manager of Fulham, will suit McTominay really well. He's more of an old-fashioned manager. He plays the 4-2-3-1 formation. He don't do the high press. They sit in the mid block. Sometimes they even go down into a low block. And I think it will suit McTominay much more. He don't need to be that ball playing guy. He can just be a hardworking.
Yeah.
You see Pereira hardworking. Same with Reed, the midfielder. I think that's the guy with red hair. And it's always about hard work. And you had Paulinho also. So I think for me, Fulham will be a good move for McTominay, and I think he can.
In terms of system or terms of style of
system, manager style, what's expected of him. So I think he will actually do really well at Fulham.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I started a poll, but it's the sniper man comes to say you look like Robert Downey Jr. It can't be me or
Jarvis.
You are the Jarvis. Iron Man. Oh, you have a cat.
Oh, yeah, he's a big supporter of Man United and also my big stalker, guys. You know Mish, right? Mish,
more like Tuna. I think he's a big supporter of Tuna.
Tuna, yeah. Tuna FC. Guys, I started a poll, guys, and let us get into the game. Where do you think Scott McTominay will end up? You are the judge and jury. We have option Fulham, Fenerbahce, or Spurs. And right now, we have 17 votes and 82% are saying Fulham. Keep it going. And let's go into the VR room. What you guys saying? Yeah, I mean, Sniper Man, it must be me then you're referring to, because Jarvis, who do you look like?
I don't know. I heard so many. But it's mostly, who is it? Never going to give you up.
Oh, yeah. Rick Ashley.
Rick Astley.
No, man.
Rick Astley lookalike. My vote on this poll will go to Fulham. I just voted. But we have a question here from Royden.
Royden, yeah. If you do have guys questions, like do the Jarvis Corner style on Mondays, put a Q in and your question, and we'll read it out at the end of the show as well. Yeah.
So the question from Royden is, Jarvis, do you think Mazraoui, is that how you say his name, Mazraoui?
Mazraoui.
Maserati. I call him Maserati. But we used to have the Royce Varane, and I was the first one to give him the name Maserati.
So do you think Mazraoui will unlock Antony? That's actually a good question. Well, before I answer, I'll give this to Mick and Mark. What's your thoughts?
Well, I know Mark is very controversial. He's the biggest fan of Antony. My judge and jury for me is Antony's out already. This is the make or break season for him. If it doesn't work out, he's out of the door. 100% he is. But Mark has also persuaded me that he can have a different role at the team to play left fullback, right, or right fullback, Mark. But there's something clearly going on which doesn't really sit well. But yeah, will he unlock it? Yeah, definitely. The way he was playing with Tah and Bayern wasn't really suited. In Ajax system, he had better fullbacks. He had Mazraoui playing with him, by the way, and that's kind of made him play a better style of football, right? But yeah, he's fast. I mean, there is a player, and there's a reason why we signed him. So maybe this new system with Mazraoui, will actually unlock, Antony to be better. If you look at his stats at Ajax, it's totally different. The crosses into the box, but what we've seen here, he's typical, receiving the ball, slowing down and going backwards, or cutting in and trying to curl it in with his left foot, which is one trick pony. I want to see something different. Mark?
Well, yeah, I think, as you say, Mick, I'm going to stand up for Antony this season. I think this season is huge for him. I think he's going to deliver. I think, he hasn't really featured much in the preseason, but, he had that wrist injury that kept him out of the first 2 preseason games, and he got these 2 games. He didn't really look that well. In the last game, he fell on his hand, so it makes it even worse now. So he's probably going to be rested for a while. He might be featuring in this game this weekend, but I think he might be rested until maybe the Community Shield. And I expect him to come in and perform. We haven't gone in for a left back, and I'm hoping that, he settles himself in the sense that, listen, let me take this on the chin. Let me play wherever the manager asked me to play and work my way back in the team, get myself back into match fitness, match form, get my confidence back, work my way forward. And if he features at right wing this season and he does his job, cool. If he doesn't deliver this season and he goes, then he has to go. It's the end of the day. You know what I mean? This is about football. It's about winning on the pitch. And at the end of the day, as much as I would like a player and support a player, they have to go because they're not cutting the mustard. That's the end of the day.
Yeah, we have some breaking news also. Aaron Wan Bissaka is very close joining West Ham United on a permanent deal as well. The deal is to complete in the next 48 hours. Medicals are booked for Tuesday. Yes. And that is the news, and that is what we see. Mazraoui is also booked in for medical on Tuesday. Details are missing, and here we go. Apparently also coming in from Fabrizio Romano to say that the Ligt has no intention to stay at Bayern Munich as well. So here we go. This is what we're waiting for, right? Now more people coming in. Even Santo, Hani Burkan as well, to say that Noussair Mazraoui to Manchester United almost done deal. What we reported with Bayern have authorized the defender to join United. He will be on a private jet, completing a medical on Tuesday. Contract up to 2029 with 1 year extension as well. Listen, it's going. Pletigol is also reporting within the 3 minutes here as well. I'm just reading my tweets. West Ham are pursuing to finalize agreement with Manchester United for Tah and Bayern. The confident one will be reached out the next few days. So that is the movement, people. That is the movement. We've said that Wan Bissaka was the hold up in this deal for some reason. We call him spider legs, but he's the spider in the middle, how we will transpire. As soon as he's out of the door, Scott McTominay is also going. We will get, I would say that Wan Bissaka is the enabler to actually get in Mazraoui, the money that we're getting there. And the rest, if we sell Scott McTominay, that will be 100% going towards the Ligth, right? If we get 30 million pounds, that money can be utilized for the Ligt. And also, as reported, that Jonathan Tah is back on Bayern's radar now with 25 plus 5 add-ons, 30 million totals. So if you get 30 million, I mean, there might be a deal that's been agreed. You know, there was reported double deal, like, you know, maybe it's 30 million for the Ligt or 35 or whatever. Yeah, but they will recuperate the money. Thoughts, people. Thoughts.
I just want to go back to Royden and answer his question, since he asked me when it comes to Mazraoui, will he unlock Antony? For me, I think he will unlock whatever right winger he have in front of him, just because he's intelligent in his movement and his good passing ability. But you got to remember, Mazraoui and Antony played together at Ajax, and they had a really good relationship. They even said so outspoken to journalists. There's reports on it. And even though they didn't speak the same language, I think Mazraoui is from is he Moroccan?
Yeah, he's Moroccan.
Yeah,
Moroccan Dutch.
They have you know, good footballers always have a good connection when the understanding of the game. And you got to remember, Mazraoui is very good at connecting with his wingers. He also had a fantastic relationship with Hakan Ziyech when he played at Ajax. So I think he will link up with whatever.
But also had a good relationship with Antony dos Santos, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So I think Mazraoui will be a vital part, because I have been saying this a long time, that our fullbacks need to have more runs off the ball movement, open up space for the wingers, and you have seen it now, the off the ball movement. In the friendlies, Mason Mount always coming with the diagonal run, open up, dragging the defenders for our wingers to cut in and shoot. So it will be very interesting.
We're going to talk about that, but are you guys ready to dock? Brace yourself.
Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat.
Guys, there was a bomba coming in. Fabrizio Romano, everyone else is reporting what's going on. And Jeff Steele coming all the way from Adelaide with $5 Aussie super chat. Jarvis, you get the honors to read out Jeff Steele's super
Jeffy
chat.
Steele, the Steel Man, the Iron Man, comes all the way from Aussie with the $5 Aussie super chat. He says, McTominay to Fulham would be great for his career, for game time, and allow us to dominate their midfield in open fixtures. Big up, everyone.
Big up.
Yeah.
Question
big
is,
up,
what
Jeff
role?
Steele, big up.
Yeah. Big up, Jeff Steele. Thank you. And the question is, if he plays for West Ham, what role would they utilize him? Will it be a hybrid 8 and 10 potentially? Like
they play in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Andreas Pereira in their 10. So they have two sitting. I think he will play the same role as he did in the McFred setup. So maybe McTominay in a box-to-box role, I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Jeff Steele. There's 1,300 watching on all platforms right now. Big up to all of you. Thank you for the super chat. We have 76 likes. If we can get up to minimum 100 likes, that would be great. It's free. If you're a little bit rough around the edges, hang over. If you had a few pints yesterday, it will burn you extra calories, guys. Mark, you there. Listen, things are rolling. Tweets are coming in. I mean, God, we this is exciting. Scott McTominay out the door, and we have only Lindelof will go as well. We have Police who will probably go. Hannibal Majory will go as well. And the one that we all want is Harry Maguire, and I think there will be a bid for him at the end of the window as well.
Well, it's interesting because, as we know, there's two clubs vying currently for Medjugorje right now. We thought it was just going to be a possible loan with an obligation to Rangers, but now Celtic is saying, hey, we want this guy and we want to make you look bad. So let's come pay cash up front. Let's see how that goes. That's going to open up room in the midfield and the wage, and it's pure profit being an academy player. There's also Anderlecht as well as Ajax, the two A's. They're coming in, one Dutch, one Danish, and they're looking for Christian Eriksen. Let's see if he makes a return to one of the two clubs. That might be some kind of a signing that, we get a little bit of a wriggle room because we got him on a free. So if we get 1, 2, 3 million, that still goes to his transfer kitty. That's top profit.
But Mark, Hannibal to Scotland. Celtic or Rangers. I think actually that will be perfect for Hannibal, because he's one of those high energy, high spirit, high aggression type of midfielders, and I think he will be perfect in the Scottish League. You know, you can almost see it in the derby against the old firm, the derby with the two Glasgow clubs, and he will just like bam in. So I think that will be good for his career. I like Hannibal. He's not a United level player, but I wish him well, and I hope he goes to Scotland.
Yeah. Even Gaming Simp says, I love Aaron Wan Bissaka, but I think he's lacking between the ears, seems to switch off. I just want to say something like, and we were fairly quick out with this news, but if you go into one football app, multiple sources are now reporting regarding this medical, right? Multiple. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening. I have something new that just came up 30 minutes ago, that Juventus are out for the running to sign Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho. They're back on it. Guys, do you think that we will keep Jadon Sancho?
I gonna be real controversial here. If we ain't getting at least 30 million, which is the same fee we got for the other winger we sold to Marseille, better we keep him, bro. Because you wanna know something? I was one of the most loudest people saying, get him out, he disrespect the badge, he kissed the Dortmund badge. Like, I saw it live. I mean, I live in Dortmund, so I see them presenting it on big screens in the city. So it was like, that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I looking at it from the perspective of what he could offer us going forward. In preseason, he looked sharp. Now, we could say he looked sharp last preseason and wasn't used, but Marcus Rashford is now injured. And although Garnacho is back in training, you still want to have someone there who could come in, because you know Garnacho can't come in and play 90 minutes on the first game back. You know? So my thing is, if Sancho could come in and contribute, keep that same energy he had in preseason, be sharp, be aggressive, be impactful with his performances, then it bodes well for United. Now, you might say, I sound like a Sancho fan, but at the same time, I'm a United fan, and we need depth. We need availability. We need a squad. So what we want from what we want to sell, and I'm being honest, it's like we want to sell certain players based on we think there's deadwood, or we think they disrespect the part, or they're not good enough. But at the same time, we need to bring in players to recuperate. We need to be able to afford it.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you look at Sancho, right, he looks very much sharp now. Like, you know, Ten Hag's been, you know, for the gallery, they make peace, and there's videos of him giving him instructions. And you saw that, you know, that they gave a valuation of 60 million to PSG, based on the fact that they also wanted 60 million pounds for Ugarte. Now there is no deal, to be honest, to be say that United seems to be having an agreement with a loan with an obligation to buy, like try and buy. Doesn't mean now that Sancho is off the cards, right? Doesn't mean that this is the trial period for Sancho in this preseason tour, because I cannot lie, he looks pretty good actually at the moment.
Well, you see, I have a next controversial point I would say, and I think I said it already to Jarvis already, right? I don't know if I said it live on stream, but I think, in fact, we're looking at the situation between Eric and Ten Hag from a whole different perspective that might not even be true. I feel like Eric Ten Hag actually fancies Jadon Sancho, because I don't see a manager taking so much heat for 3 months for a player he don't know, unless he rates him as a high quality addition to the team. Because remember, Sancho went on a period where he had to, you know, relax, get his mind right, get his mentality back, and he hired a coaching staff to go with him, a team to bring him back into fitness. Coaches don't do this for players unless they fancy them. That's like a little bit of special treatment. So maybe I
would say that, you know, this is the shop window. Like, it's Jadon Sancho's performing well. United seems to want to keep him. I think, you know, it will be substantial to get, like, you know, they put an evaluation 60. Juve is coming in. They want to get rid of Chiesa. Juve don't have money. I think he will end up staying. I just have a gut feeling he will stay, right? Big up Hilburn Mason. Good morning, guys. Appreciate the good vibes. Honestly, it was I was who was saying to sell Sancho, but right now I would keep him because he looks good this season. I totally agree with you saying, Hilburn.
Mick, can I have a say on Sancho? Because for me, this couple of elements, I think, I agree with Hilburn. I think he has been very good in this preseason. I think he's been cooking. He's been on fire, flair, dribbling. He's have a constant goal threat. Any pressures, he's up and down. So he works hard. So for me, I think he's been really good.
Bro, big massive respect. I love Dominican. I love your island. Been there 3 times, brother. I love it. You know, we have a Caribbean brother in the house as well. Mark, it's your next door neighbor here. Where's Mark?
Mark is not here. I just want to
big up to him. Sorry, I was on mute. My bad. Sorry. Big up to him. He comes in on the chat a lot of times. I've seen him on the morning streams a lot. Big up to him.
Man, I love Caribbean. I love Dominican Republic, man. You're such a great people. I love you. Keep coming, my friend, and big up to you. Let us know where you're from as well, everyone. Jarvis, keep continuing saying what you were saying there.
Yeah, I was just saying when it comes to Sancho, he looks good, and I think he actually suits Ten Hag and how he wants to play at the moment. When we have a lot of off-the-ball movement, we create space for our flair dribbling wingers, and I think both Ahmad and Sancho has looked good. But there's only one problem. Ten Hag said publicly that they are in a agreement again, and there's no beef in between Sancho and Ten Hag. But there's one thing that I just want to point out, and this is his Twitter page. He still have his Dortmund picture up.
Yeah.
Change your PR team. Still have his Dortmund manager high-fiving, and he still have attached his time at Dortmund as the greatest. So for me, I think, Sancho, why do you do this to yourself? Try to be a little bit smart. There is a possibility that he can stay at Man United, but if he wants the fans to love him again, he needs to show some affection to the club and the fans, not Dortmund. He's not playing for Dortmund. He's playing for Man United.
No, he's not. So, he's not a Dortmund player anymore.
It's fucking unprofessional. That's my opinion.
But didn't he switch off his social media account and stuff like that? Isn't
he has people, and they should tell him, oh, maybe we should change up the Twitter page.
No, but aren't the people responsible for doing that? Maybe he's not even responsible for switching up the page for posting. Maybe they were supposed to switch his page. Now,
but it tells me about how childish he is.
Yeah, but for me, Jarvis, I think
someone who are at this level disrespectful.
Yeah, but Jarvis, it's just a Twitter page too, Jarvis, at the same time. In my opinion, like, I understand. Like, I was at the same point when he break out with the club and he disrespect Ten Hag, because at the end of the day, I believe in respect and treating people in kind.
Yeah.
And if someone give you a chance and believe in you, you got to give them a chance and believe in them back. Especially when it seemed like the darkest hour for that person. So for me, I really and truly was at that same level. But like for now, I just think that, you know, maybe we should have give it a little vibe now, because until he exit, until he leave, if he stay, I mean, we should, as fans, we should focus on the positives for now, because it's a new season.
Yeah. I'm just going to end my final piece in there, but I just want to shout out Ganesh as well, all the way from Dubai. My old stomping ground, my friend. I used to live there 10 years. Big up for you all the way from Dubai. Hi, Mick, Mark, and Jarvis, all the way from Dubai. It must be scorching hot there, my friend. 50 degrees. I remember in August how it used to be, man. And let me know where in Dubai you used to live. I lived in JLT. I lived in Dubai Marina. I lived in TCOM. I love Dubai. But it was a while ago anyway. Big up to all of you. And no, sir, what you're saying here, not Dominica Republic. Lol. Yeah, we are between 2 French islands.
Yeah, Dominica Republic. Dominica.
Yeah. Dera or Dubai. Yeah, I remember the Louis. Yeah, it's lush. Listen, Dubai is crazy at the moment with its temperature. Guys, at the end of the day, this is, for me, I want to have a say on Sancho. I don't really care, to be honest. You know what I care about? I'm getting giddy now, because I keep saying for the past couple of streams, for me, is now assembling a squad, a title-winning squad. Like, you know, since when did we have a squad where you look at the bench and you have quality on the bench, right? So, as what you did a show on Monday, Jarvis, you know, fight for your right, fight for your competition, fight for your place. And this is what we need. We need to sort of foster environments where you actually, a competitive environment. Nobody is secure to walk in to the team. Like, even Rashford needs to perform, Sancho needs to perform. It's all about standards. You know, no one comes late anymore. No one disrespects the team ethos. So I think that we are in for a surprise season. I think that barring what we're looking at, the competitors not really recruiting much. Liverpool is on a rebuild. City's kind of dropping off a little bit. Aston Villa is the one to look after, but I think we will have a good season. And Arsenal hasn't really signed anything. They signed this Calamari guy. What's Calamari?
Yeah, Mark's favorite player. Mark.
Yeah, man. Like, I really wanted to get him into the club, bro. I think if we had got him, our backline would have been superior strength. Yeah. You know what I mean? He can play left back, center back, right center back. Guy's a beast.
And something interesting, what Jarvis also mentioned, and what you also said, Mark, that the system hasn't really changed. It's just the personnel and the aptitude and how you apply. All of a sudden, you have athletes that can perform the roles right within the system, which we didn't have it. And this is the famous Mick Rubio water bottle, like follow the ball, follow the flow, right? So I'm really excited about the game tonight to see Liverpool, what we're going to do. Of course, Ten Hag and On, it's not that they know each other, right? So let's talk about the game. Let's transition. What do you expect from tonight's game? I mean, it's going to be very late. It's going to be 6:30 a.m. in the morning for me. I don't know what time is it on your. It's going to be what, 1:30 your time, right, Jarvis? Norway.
Mark, when is the game?
It's going to be 1:30 a.m. my time, 12:30 a.m. UK time.
Okay, welcome to my world. I used to sit and do live streams at 3 a.m. Thailand time. Watch alongs. Anyway, 6:30 is brutal.
I'm not watching that game, by the way. I
Why not?
Golf tournament 10 o'clock Sunday morning. So
what? I never miss a game.
Jarvis.
Anyway, just to summarize, people, for you that tune in, breaking news. We were fast around the blocks that Mazraoui is almost set to believe he's flying in for medical. Wan Bissaka is led to believe to be completed to West Ham as well by Tuesday as well. That means that it opens up the door for Matthias de Ligt, and the sale of Scott McTominay looks like it's going to be Fulham with an improved bid on 25+5. Spurs is also coming in, and also Inter Milan is entering the race for Aaron Wan Bissaka. Movements, and my cat just muted my mic. Anyway, yeah, my microphone, my mic, yeah. And what else? According from Plettenberg, it's also led to believe now that they are going to get Jonathan Tah, the prime target, in. And we have some other news that the Ligt, Ugarte, and Mazraoui know that Manchester United need to sell to buy to accelerate the deals, and this is what's happening right now. So I am excited. I think it's going to happen.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Because now we have these three deals. Let's say Ugarte, Mazraoui, and de Ligt. Do we sign any other players if these three goes through? Where do we move next? Just to be a little bit ahead of the curve.
I let Mark answer that, but
I think you'll be upset with me and Jarvis when I answer next question, but I think it have I would just say it like this: have 4 possible options besides those players. Now, for me, I think 2 of them will definitely be more possible or more likely than all 4. But Vermaelen coming in as a backup in the midfield, we could also play the 8 and play defensive midfield as an option, and a serious option that they're looking at because of his price. There's also Rabiot coming in a free. Like, remember I told you guys that we sent him a bid like the first week in July.
Yes, Rabiot.
And he's been mulling over the bid for the last few weeks, and it's rumored to be around 140k per week with a signing on bonus, which is pretty cheap. It's a lot cheaper than I thought. So I think that's very possible. I think Eriksen hinges on that deal, to be fair. If Eriksen moves on, then we see him come in. I think Amrabat is probably a done deal. That's why you don't hear anything about it, because this was already set in stone.
He's been told on
deadline day. So
it's another loan.
Another loan. But the most interesting prospect is the fact that we might be coming in with another centre back.
Yes.
And all the talk in Germany is focused on 2 players, Antonio Silva and Gonzalo Inacio.
Yeah.
Antonio Silva because of George. His
You see, guys, how we're now starting to formalize the jigsaw puzzle, like in the pieces coming together. In terms of how they're doing business, if you're kind of analyzing, they're freeing up money by just going on a loan with an obligation to buy for Ugarte. They also, offering Amrabat another loan. there's nothing in the market. Like there's nothing, and that frees up your free money to spend on other positions, right? The Ligt is the priority. We're getting Mazraoui over the line. We're getting potentially a left back coming in at the late of the window, right? Depends on how, Hariamas performs and Murray as well. But there's still Cadioglio in there as well. And as what you said, Mark, another free option, which is Rabiot, the Swiss Army knife that can play multiple positions, right? So all of a sudden, like we're building a squad that which is never seen before. Like, you get Amrabat in on a loan, you get Ugarte in there. They're two players with the different characters, but they're still playing the destroyer role. And in there, you also have a young Collier, which I believe can play a little bit more forward advance as well, right? So I think we're good to go there. Like the wingers is good. We don't need, but we still need to replace another striker. And that one that's coming in is Maximilian Bayer, potentially coming in, the youngster. Or we might come in from
the striker.
Antony. Yeah. He netted, 16 goals in 32 appearances last season, Mark, right?
Yeah, and the thing is with
21-year-old.
The striking option is that, yes, they do admire Ivan Toney, but I've been hearing there's two issues that they're finding a little bit hard to mull over with. Toney. He's 29 years of age. And Ruud van Nistelrooy kind of solves the prospect of having an experienced striker to deal with the youngsters. And the other thing is that I've been hearing someone talking about no, not really his attitude, but and I don't know how true it is, but I hear some reports that he possibly has scoliosis or something like that. So I think that's a concern for the medical team and Ten Hag. So I'm not too sure, but I think those are the major issues that they think.
You can never have a 10 out of 10 window. So I'm happy the way we are going at the moment, and we're filling the right positions with the right players. I don't think that Tony is fitting the mentality of the ethos what they want. Like he's been yapping for ages to leave Brentford and been talking shit, typical like Romelu Lukaku did, right? So, nobody's coming in for him. And Fulkrug is apparently going to West Ham as well, what I read here as well, breaking news as well. So that would be a nice one to have. But it's a commodity. At the end of the day, we signed the wonder kid, the Danish Cheeto Obi Martin as well. That is going to be kind of a hybrid between the under 18s and the first team. He's going to deputize as a third or fourth choice striker. So yeah, it looks like we are.
And don't forget Ethan Wheatley, because we also have him as third option.
Will he go on alone at the end of the day, or will he stay?
Well, I think he's ready. I think he's ready to play a role, but it depends. I would rather loan out Obi Martin to a championship club or something.
No, I wouldn't. No, I don't.
I agree with that in a sense,
I don't know.
But at the same time, Jarvis, I think was highly interesting is what him coming into the squad, being promoted so quickly, could do for Ethan Wheatley. You know what I mean? I think it could be a synergetic situation where it make him improve leaps and bounds. You know what I mean? Exponentially. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
KD's in the house. Big up
KD. Well, there's 1,870 watching and 90 likes. So please get those likes up. The temperature
91,
should be rising.
91 according to Stephanie. Nick, we have a question here from who was it? Luman comes in. He asks, is there a plan B in case we walk away, or do we pay what they want? Do we have a plan B
for the Ligt, or
let's say Bayern then? If Bayern,
no, I think we've been in astute negotiations with Bayern for 9 weeks already. So this is the final cut, I would say. Like, Rafaela Pimenta is astute agent. Like, she's basically the progeny of Mino Raiola, and I think they need to have some money, and I think they will come to an agreement at the end of the day. I don't think they will walk away, right? We do have multiple options, and I do believe that we're going to go in for a left-footed centre-back at the end of the window, right? It depends on. There'll be free up money, so I don't think that Brentwell will be happening. It might be what you say, Mark, Goncalo Nacho or somebody else, and we see. But definitely 2 more centre-backs in. I would say the Ligt and somebody else that is more left-footed.
Yeah, there's also this guy who played for Wolverhampton and played for Lausanne. Yeah, I think that's the Swiss club that Ineos owned. Avery Brown or something like that, his name is. I'm not sure how true it is, but it said that Ineos has been looking at him. He plays in the Belgian league now. He's like 23 or something.
Yeah. Anyway, 5 minutes long chicken dance for Mark because he's on darkness. We can't see his camera, so he's cheating.
I'm not my laptop, bro. Kind of doing stuff.
You're hiding as per usual. Anyway, I'm really proud of what we are doing in America. Proud of this community. Proud of everyone's coming in, tuning in. But you know, I can't help myself by feeling like, you know, rejuvenated every morning. I wake up and thinking about the squad that we're building, right? So, you know, we're putting right positions, right places, right mentality, athletes, and this is why I'm getting excited. I'm not writing off rivals, what Lumen was saying, but look, you know, I'm only focusing on our club, but what we're doing, and what I'm seeing that rivals are not really recruiting properly this season, and you know, I just have a gut feeling that this is United season. I'm not going to say we're going to challenge for the title, but I think we're going to finish strong in all cup competitions. We're going to finish at least third, I would say so. And we do have something to duck for as well. So, guys, are you ready to duck again? Because there's another Fabrizio Romano bomba.
Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat.
Guys, Jeff Steele again, another. I will always steal my kisses from you. You know that singer. What was his name? John Johnson, something. It was the singer. We can't walk away from the Ligt or Maguire wins 100%, and we will not walk away from the target. The reason per se is that he's been waiting. He comes back on Monday to report for medical, physical, but you know, he's not been part of their preseason tour either. Like, so I think this will be transpired. And the fact is that the ex-Burnley manager, Vincent Kompany, don't want him. His priority signing is Jonathan Tah. So I do expect the Ligt movement next week. And I do expect Maguire, if there is an important bid coming in. We spoke about Casemiro. I think Saudi will come in with a cheeky one at the end of the window, but we spoke about the importance of Casemiro in this team as well, because he looks rejuvenated as well, right? So this just to say, with the new coaching staff, new people coming in, it does affect players. It does affect the mood, and it steps out the attention to do better, right? You know, competition for places. So we might even see like Jadon Sancho stay. We might see Casemiro stay. We might see a total different team. I want to finish on that note, on the positive note. What do you think, Jarvis, what I just mentioned?
Yeah, I think you're right. Jeff Steele, I understand your frustration, but I also am very positive. I think the Ligt will come in. Hopefully Maguire will be sold. But there's some... I see an interesting comment here from Brendan Chappell. He comes in and say, who did we recruit after selling Paul Ince, Mark Hughes, and Andrei Kanchelskis?
That was in the year the class of 92 came through.
Yes, it was. I think we are in a similar situation at the moment. And I just saw a tweet coming out from Laurie Whitwell at The Athletic. I can just share this and we can read it.
Please.
It's not a breaking news. It's more like on the topic. And it says MUFC Academy graduates Collier. He says, I think it's a massive boost. It shows he rates me as a player on Ten Hag. Amma says, I'd like to take on players. I like to excite the fans and weekly say, we know the pathway is here. So it's there. So in a way, they all are optimistic and feel they are getting their chance. That's
season. Important.
So maybe, as Brendan Chappell said, this is the opening. And
this is.
For me, I just saw a question coming in here a little bit earlier. It was from Ganesh Sridhar. He said, Jarvis, do you reckon we should loan Ugarte or should we instead go for Rabiot or Amrabat? And for me, I think, yeah, definitely we should loan Ugarte. But I'm not really sure about Rabiot and Amrabat, because are they coming in and just blocking the pathway? Are we better off just giving a chance to Toby Collier instead? And we also have a Maxi Odiele, and both of them looks really good. For me, I'm starting to tilt towards giving the youth a chance, not filling up the squad with older players.
I will come in. I will. Can I just go on that one? Because going back to the pathway, since when did we see our youth academy giving the pathway? Yes, we sort of gave Kobe Mainoo a chance. We gave Garnacho a chance, but now they sold the players that didn't believe in and kept the ones that tapped the ones that believe will be the next stars, right? But I don't want to see us burn out the candle as of yet, right? Slowly embed them. So to get more experience like Ogata on the line, that's fantastic. That frees up a lot of money for other targets that we need to fill as well. But Collier, for me, he's already ready, but not to start every single game. There'll be moments where he can play 100%, but he needs to learn as well, right? Same goes with Harry Amas. We shouldn't hype him up too much as of yet, because we've seen this before. We don't want to burn out the midnight oil as of yet. So yeah. But it's definitely exciting because, again, I reiterate, we are building a fantastic squad. We will have 2 first teams. And if you look at the bench, it's going to be quality, right? You can pick and choose. At the end of the day, as a fans, it's not our headache, It is the selection of the managers, which team they're going to pick. And you're going to be able to, have an abundance of goodies to pick from to assemble a squad, depending on the opposition and how you want to play. Now, that's why I'm saying I'm getting giddy about this season, that I believe that United will do something special this season based on all this, the youth and...
Yeah. Just to sum up for people who doesn't remember who Paul Ince and Kanchelskis and Marcus and all of them and what happened, we, as Brendan Chappell comes in, and just to recap, just imagine how fans would have reacted to that lack of transfers in 1995 after finishing second to Blackburn and selling 3 important first-team players. We didn't buy anyone, and we just promoted youth. And we all know the rest is history with the class of 92. Fantastic.
I just wanted to say this, guys. Staying on the track of youth, and what Mick was saying, I don't know if you're hearing me or if I'm cutting out, but...
Yeah, I hear you.
Ten Hag was asked a few questions recently, and one of his famous, he was talking about Amas, right? And what he was saying is that, we have progress to make, but we all see his potential we have seen in previous years. For instance, 2 years ago, it was Alejandro Garnacho. Last year, it was Kobe Mainoo, right? This year, it may be him. If we train him well, if we coach well, and in the 3 months, it's possible that he can be on that point. But in this moment, he needs to catch up. He has to develop some skills already to play for Manchester United, competing for the highest positions in the league. But with big talent, it can go up very quickly. And that is very interesting to see if he's capable of doing this. So I think, there's pathways there. There's a few youngsters in various positions. Like we see, you talked about Collier. Jarvis spoke about Oyedele. I think Ethan Wheatley is definitely going to be here and part of the first team as an option. I think, and then maybe Harry Amas as well, because I don't really see
Fish
us
as well
going
in the centre back. And Will Fish is a centre back as well. So we do have fantastic talent. We keep missing Will Fish. What a specimen as well as a centre back as well. So I'm very excited about this in the class of 24. I'm very excited about this because there is abundance of talents, right? And this is something like what we are now doing. What we are farming, we are beating everyone in the academies. We are building our academy. And we are stealing players left, right, center from all cross country in Europe, the best in class talent that we are recruiting in, right? And the ones that don't cut the mustard, we sell, right? And that is kind of astute because we want to be in the position like City used to do. They used to sell the academy players for 30, 40 million, right? We weren't able to do that, right? So now we're cutting loose players that are not fitting and just producing really super talented players, right? Obi Martin is one of them. He's going to be a star in the making as well. But look, at the end of the day, on a positive note, right, to summarize this, again, we are the Avengers now. We are coming back with Avengers. The sleeping giant is woken up, And I want to just personally thank Ineos for, I didn't believe in this project first and foremost, but put my hand up. What have they done right now is astute, right? We have the right people in place in all departments. We have instilled a winning mentality, a culture, environment. We're looking to sort of, first and foremost, was I believe is the most important thing, the medical staff and the Carrington, upgrade. And the next thing, we're looking at a new stadium, which is going to have about 100,000 capacity. So it definitely feels like we are turning the page, and the old ladies waking up, the sleeping devil is coming up again. So rivals are scared. I think fans are getting more positive. If you scan what people are saying on the feeling in general on social media and what other people are saying. So it's exciting times. And, we needed this. We needed this facelift. And, what better way to finish up with a positive to say, you know what? It's not a headache anymore. We have team selection. We have, people in all positions that fit the system. And Ten Hag almost lost his job a couple of weeks ago. But look at us now. We have, bloody hell, we even have Ruud van Nistelrooy in the background stuff, new set pieces. Georgeson, what's his name? The Swedish guy as well. We saw the fruits, where Ahmad put in the set piece on the corner, and it was a goal, right? So, man, this is only positive stuff, and I'm proud of this community. I'm proud of everyone. Rashmano coming in here to say what United struggles with good loans for players. And that's why we actually recruited in a guy that specialized in loan deals, right? Part of the backroom stuff. So this is a new United.
Yeah. So many good and interesting comments coming in here. I really appreciate the level of knowledge on all of this VAR room. I could see Nick T coming in. Big up Nick T with the Newton Heat thumbnail. Green and gold until we sold. He said the 1995 was an interesting time, especially with Italians club circling for the band Eric Cantona. Sir Alex Ferguson paying the price of a meal with Eric in Paris and promoting youth made the difference. Yeah, he was a true gambler, old Fergie, and we love him for that.
Yeah,
Mick, we have reached 100 likes.
We have. Whoa, we reached the target. I mean, some people getting 1,000 likes, but you know what? I want to thank everyone. This is getting hot. This is the hot. But before we finish, I want to play the classic. I want you guys to get involved regarding Harry Maguire.
I need you to promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior. And I gave my word, so...
Don't make me fire you.
You can't fire me. You're acting manager, not office manager, so you have no firing powers.
Don't make me pre-fire you.
You wouldn't dare.
Watch this. You're pre-fired. And when I'm promoted, you'll be full fired.
If you get promoted. And if you haven't fallen in love with me by then.
What?
Yep, that's the classic Rubik. And that, guys, at the end of the day, do you think that Maguire will be finally sold? That's the final piece we need to get rid of. Scott McTominay seems to be out of the door. Fulham. Aaron Wan Bissaka out of the door, a lot of deadwoods. And what's going on here? We have memberships, right? Or
yes, we do.
Oh, we do. Okay, we do have smashing memberships. So let's go to that. Oh my God! And that's the legend himself, Mr. Rushy Mano. Toot. Joe with his broken toot, deflated Arsenal balloon. Rushmano, you are bloody legend as per usual. Gifted 10 MUFC Realist TV memberships, and the ones that were gifted memberships was no other than Coyote Omatoso was gifted a membership as well. Let me see. Nugable was gifted a membership. Darren Young, Zozan Gaming as well. And what do we have here? Brian's was gifted a membership. Trevor Wade, big up legend. Stratford Gamer TV was also gifted a membership as well. Derek UN, the Voganator says, Rushy, you a legend. And Welsh Tobone was also gifted a membership. Did I miss anyone?
Welsh to the bone.
Welsh to the bone, yeah. Sorry, my dyslexic guys. So, yeah. Massive thank you. And please don't forget to give Rush Mano.
Oh, you forgot Maria Steiner.
Maria Steiner, of course. Maria, one of our legends here as well. Guys, if you've been gifted membership, as per usual, it's free. Thank you, Rush Mano. You've been gifted 30 days free membership, but the way you support this channel is to continue to be a member. It's only €1 per month. And you see Jarvis's Corner, brilliant 2 hours, more than 2 hours. I mean, you're now increasing almost to 250, yeah?
Yeah.
Pure raw Manchester United football content. That's become the pinnacle of MUFC Realist TV. So big up to all of you members, and Jarvis is going to do his famous Scorsese. What do you do, Jarvis? Welcome to
what is it? Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Welcome to.
And finish off with a positive note. Thank you guys for coming in, and we want to just shout out massive everyone that's coming in here. We have super chats from Jeff Steele, gifted membership from Rushmano as well. We have legends in the house. Stephanie Griffith's been moderating. I love Nikki T's comment with the, especially with the Newton Heat as well. Jamie Wen is here. Burba was here. Voganator was here. Colin Sweet, I haven't seen you before, but welcome. Good to see you here as well. Did we forget anyone? Jeff Steele, we said that as well. Big up to you, Marty MUFC as well. There's so many of you. This
Jamie Wayne, Stephanie Griffith, so many of you. Routinator, Gaming Simp,
Brendan Chappelle as well.
The legend Nick T. But Mick, before we end this show, I just want to answer one question here from Royden Frost. It's about Amas. And he says, Amas over the last few games has been encouraging. Do you think he will come during the season and start?
Yeah.
So, yeah, what's your take?
I think this is the season of Amas. I think this is the season of Collier, the breakthrough season. And I think this definitely is going to be, Amad Diallo's season as well. There's so much excitement going around. But Amas looks ready, I'm really impressed. He looks like a young Luke Shaw, right? The way he, very technical. Defensively, yes, he's got a lot of things to learn. But also, not to forget Murray in that position as well. Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I think Collier, Amas, Collier, as well as Eton Wheatley, I think they will all be getting game time. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the Carabao Cup, possibly to come in and close a few games as alternates, like, squad rotational minutes. You know what I mean? And I'm excited for them. I think they've shown that in preseason they can, get up to the level that they need to be. Of course, they're not the finished article. They have a lot of improvement to go on, and only by playing actual competitive games, they can learn on the job as well. And they have to learn on the job. This is a sport, and they can only do it by doing it. They can't do it by just training, So, now I'm just thinking, what if a shock bid comes in for Luke Shaw? Do we accept?
Yeah. Okay, Mark, your chicken, and we reached
Harry Amos. I think he's a fantastic left fullback. His energy, he's fearless. He has attitude, and he constantly attempts to dribble down the left side. It's so refreshing to see. And the problem is he's only 17 years old, but for me, I think he looks ready to be a backup for Luke Shaw. But maybe it's too soon. Just 17. Premier League is a tough one. But I would give him a chance. I would like him to be a backup for Luke Shaw. If not, 100%. I would like to sign one of my favorite left backs. That's Kadioglu, Fenerbahce. I think he looks really good. If you if you don't know about Kadioglu, go to my Twitter and read my thread about him. I think he's a fantastic. But I think Harry Amos provides some of the same attributes. So both of them good players.
Yeah. Just to summarize what we've spoken about today before we close the shop, breaking news, we have some developments. Mazraoui is set to go to complete a medical on Tuesday. Wan Bissaka also seems to be done to West Ham, also a medical on Tuesday, according to multiple reports coming in here. It's starting to move as well with Bayern Munich also going in for their top target, which is Jonathan Tah. A deal on 25 plus 5 is there to be made, and the sale of Scott McTominay looks like it's going to get Fulham as well. So that money will go to the Ligt, and then we're moving. And by the way, we reached over 100 likes, since I'm going to take this one for the team as per usual to finish off. Mark, you are always dodging the bullet, right? We know you. You're a cheat. You're a disgrace. But we're going to do this. Let's go. 100 likes, and you've been amazing, Viorun. Thank you for your beautiful questions, and we can't simply separate ourselves from it. Thank you for my lovely assistant, Misha the cat. It's time for us to go. Jarvis, what is the rest of your plan? You're going to do some hole-in-ones, chip in the pots?
Yeah, the weather is great outside. I think I will do a round of golf, and well, basically that's it.
Mark, what's your plans other than hiding?
Well, I'm at the grocery right now, so I'm about to actually go inside and make some groceries. So, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Big up to all of you, and we will be back if there's more breaking news. Big up to the 100%. VR room. It's a pleasure to always have you guys about. It's always a pleasure to be chatting with you guys. You guys are the true legends. Big up to all of those who've contributed. Jeff Steele, big up to you down under. Big up to KD. Big up to Rush Mano, the legend, the gift master. Big up to Yali Malmin, the special one, Jamie Wayne. I know you're keeping count, bro. Keep counting.
Mark, I took one for the team. Mark,
it's embarrassing.
Jesus.
It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.
That's
big up to Royden. Big up to everyone. The Gaming Sim Berber. Big up to everyone in the chat, you legends. I'm sorry that it looks like I'm ducking out, but I'm actually at the grocery.
Yeah, we know you, Mark. We know you. Anyway, people, beautiful people, if there's something breaking, we will see you later. It's been a hot minute, Jarvis, to be together with you. I really enjoyed having you, brother. We know we're busy. I know you are now finding your new love in finding hole-in-ones. You like balls.
You'll get him, Jarvis. Minus 15 on the par.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, love you and leave you what we always say on this channel. Jarvis, take it away.
Thank you for watching MUFC Realist TV. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and tune in for the next episode when you have put on the notification. Remember to hit the bell. And what do we end with? We say peace, love, and go bananas.
That's it, folks. Peace, love, and go bananas. See you.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get the Deadwood out. Wow. Maguire potentially gonna go as well.